Payday 2. Possibly the most innovative game to ever have existed in the history of the world. And some of its innovative features are called perk decks. And today, we're going to be going over the most broken one, named Muscle. So basically, Muscle works by giving you a ton of HP, and it makes you regen some of that HP every 5 seconds. So it's basically as if you were incredibly drunk, and if you had more alcohol, you would gain superpowers.
Medic bag! I need it!
Now lay it on easy here, because I may or may not have had quite a few brewskis before this, so I laid together a rudimentary build, and then I picked none other character other than Rust. I feel like Rust is a very good option for this build here. Our first heist up was going to be Hotline Miami to test out how good Muscle is. Now, Muscle is incredibly interesting in that it regenerates 3% of your HP every 5 seconds. And I have a decent amount of HP, only 460. 3% of that ends up being 13.8. Evidently, I don't know, I'm no mathematician, but that's what they tell me. See, I'm not that tanky, to be honest. I've got a decent amount of health, but it goes down the second my armor pops. Which means there's not enough beefcake ass to go around for these chumps. If I cannot regenerate faster than they're shooting at me, this is a problem. And this is the biggest problem with what I have recently noticed. However, it did not stop me from absolutely destroying all these kids and making a couple batches of meth before I dipped. As I deflected the bullets with my big burly butt cheeks clenched tighter than a child around his uncle at Thanksgiving, I thought to myself, how can I make this better? However, I had not the chance to make this happen yet because I was trying to chase the commissar, and he slipped through my fingers like an oily baboon. Did I just accidentally make him? Oh, man. And once again, the issue of how slowly I regenerated my health was very apparent. However, I did have a whole bunch of armor on top of my health, so it was nice that I didn't insta-die every time I did anything. But this was a glaring issue with this build. Only as fuck. Fuck, I hit the wall. Oh my god! Me being dog shit at this game did not stop me from securing a whole bunch of coke and destroying the commissar. Once I got out of the mission, I made a couple of changes to my build, including adding Messiah and the whole Revenant skill tree, taking away and adding a couple of skill points so that way I could do more damage consistently, and loading into the heist. This one on Aftershock, I decided to play completely by myself without any AI, because I just wanted to show that it is extremely viable to play by yourself as well, even though I'm sure you already knew that. See, playing solo is very, very doable with any build ever in the history of the world. However, it has extremely exacerbated the problems with my current build. I get shot, and I regenerate slower than a kid in a wheelchair actually trying to walk around a 100-meter dash. I get shot, and then I have to wait 50 seconds to actually regenerate any of my health if I want to make sure that I can make an aggressive play. However, with Messiah and 8 total Doctor's Bag charges, you can never ever lose a single player heist. It's literally impossible. But I don't want to go down at all. I want to prevent myself from going down. And that's where I need to make this build better. Oh, jeez. Oh, oh, look, now I've got Swan Song. Just get right back up. Now, even though this build was very mindless so far, it did not stop me from having fun and drunk driving all over the place. Coming through! You know, they should really make a law about that. You can't do that or something. A lot of people died. Even though my build was incredibly mediocre, it didn't matter. This heist is incredibly easy to do by yourself, so, you know. Now, you can make a couple of improvements if you go into your crew management. We do the, actually, 5 extra health per second being healed, 60 extra health, and 30 extra armor. And then if we do a couple optimizations that I was noticing, we honestly don't need Messiah, because of... We'll just respec. Obviously, body expertise. I like good drills. And we will leave low blow aced on, as well as high movement speed. But here, this perk right here. Converted enemy increases your health by 30%. 30% means that's a huge amount of regen. That's a huge amount of regen per second. Right now, it says 460. If you're playing with AI and these two things, okay, you'll have about 5, with this reinforcer right here, you can get up to 520 health. Then, if we add a convert, this perk right here, very important. 30% extra health. You see that? You see this 30% extra health? That's big. That's huge. 30 of 520 increases your health to 626. 626 plus 3% constant HP regen, stacked with another 5 on top of that, plus the added of aced hostage taker, makes it so you regen 7.5% of your health every single 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds. While you have an insane amount of health. So basically, constantly, you're going to be regenerating somewhere in the realm of 58 HP per second. Alright.
Woo! Geronimo, motherfuckers!
Look at this. 360 HP that's constantly going up. There we go. There. Now, as you can see here, I'm regenerating 55 HP every 5 seconds. And I've got 667 total possible max HP. However, you have to have a convert to make this HP regen work. Now, Mr. Santiago stood no chance against my muscle-optimized build. He was about as useful against me as a set of dildos used for an armor set against a nuclear missile. No, I need... Revive me. Now, crude oil was exceptionally easy. However, I still feel like you can make a couple adjustments to this build to make it even better. I also did an extremely quick run-through of Brooklyn Bank just to further determine the optimizations I could possibly make with this thing. So we've respec'd, made sure we're going to optimize our build a little bit. We've respec'd, went through, changed a couple of things, and now we're going to change our guns. So basically, the guns that I'm going to want to pick for this are the KSP. The most ideal weapon for this panic feature is the KFP, unsuppressed. Because of the way the KSP works, it makes every single shot that the weapon fires has a chance to proc. And the more bullets you fire per second, the higher chance to proc. And basically, if you're wielding this big-ass gun and just walking around and firing, guess what happens? Those little bitches run away, and they're very scared. So that's what we're going to try to make them do. I did forget to mention that Muscle has the possibility of panic for every gun. This is why the KSP is so good for this build. Yeah, but if you see them panicking, they just stand there. Every time, the more shots I put down range, the more times they have panicked. The more times they have panicked, the more shots I gotta put down range. The more time they spend panicked. You get the gist. Both of you are dicks. And the medic. Oh no, there's a crowd in front of me. Oh gosh. A group of people. Oh gosh. A group of people. Just want to make sure the area is clear. Alright. Very interesting mission. Now, this is the finalized product. So, outfit, I don't know, this outfit is fire, though. This is a fire outfit. Also got a nice katana. Perk deck with muscle. Now, I like to run 10 first aid kits, so we have 10 first aid kits, just a last minute optimization. Obviously, the converts, all of this, all of this, all of this, and none of this. As well as, in order to most optimize this if you're a solo player, and run with AI, healer, because it just adds a flat 5, and reinforcer, because it'll add more HP regen as well. I picked Mercy Hospital because it was the perfect place to show this build off at the peak of its powers. I also made sure to hide all 3 of my AI teammates, that way I could get the 4-man spawns, along with being able to fight pretty much all of them by myself. Overall, I can tell this is honestly probably about as optimized as it gets. I don't believe that your health regeneration can increase at all from the peak of 55. I think that's where it's the end of possibility in Payday 2. Regardless, that did not stop me from absolutely tearing through waves of enemies. I felt like a tank. Every 5 seconds you get 55 HP, so I'm out of the fight for 20 seconds just reloading. 1/4 of that is spent reloading my LMG, and I go in short bursts of huge aggro. I think that's probably the easiest way to play this, and you have med kits if you actually need to play passive for a moment. Like I said, I think this is probably about as good as it gets. However, this build is extremely fun, honestly. It's possibly, honestly, the best in the game. I mean, I don't think there's a better one out there. This is clearly, obviously, the best. Definitely extremely fun. I love this build. It's so stupid. But that's pretty much it. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.